Hello everyone, today's poem is 定风波南海归赠王定国侍人寓娘 by Su Shi. Wow, such a long poet name. The poet Su Shi is my favorite poet in the Song dynasty. Not like other typical Song poet, he was extremely optimism. He was so positive. Anyhow, he has such a very difficult life, I should say. He was the most talented people in the Song dynasty, and it was recognized by everybody at the time actually, but his career life is with such a difficulty and such a miserables, I should say. A versatile person regarding a educated person. He was a talent on the poem and the song of the song, 宋词, and writings with the pen brush, of course, and paintings. So that he was one of the rare people among the Song poets who is capable of all kinds of talents. Okay, let's look at the poet name. It actually has two components. 定风波, the first part, actually is a name for the rhythm, 词牌 or so-called 词牌 or 曲牌. So it was predefine the rhythm, the music, together the sentence pattern, the tones of each word is also predefined. So when Su Shi write this poem, the music is already there. The sentence pattern, how many words, and each word, toward each word, the tone, up and downs, because the manner has up and downs, is also defined. So he just write the new lyrics toward the music, 定风波. So 定风波 is sort of in the manner we call it 词牌 or 曲牌. So in the Song dynasty, this poem should be sung with music, but unfortunately all the music has been lost through the time. So the thing left is the lyrics, or now we call it 宋词 or poems, song poems. And the real name for the poem is 南海归赠王定国侍人寓娘. 南海, the South Sea, that's the South China Sea, like today. So here is the alternative name to Canton province. In that time, Canton province, a big area, including two provinces today, Canton province and Guangxi province, Guangdong, Guangxi. Actually, the subject person here, actually, he's coming back. 南海归 means back from Canton. He actually from the Guangxi province today. So, but in that time, it's just one place, one area with the name 南海 or Guangdong, Canton. So he's back from Guangdong. And so the two friends meet together, Su Shi and Wang Dingguo. Wang Dingguo is almost the most closest friends to Su Shi. Wang Dingguo was born in a well-off, high-ranking official family, so he was sort of the style of 名士, the way of the noble or the elite way. Doesn't care too much about the positions, the fame, but he is more focused on the literacy, painting, entertainment, or sort of things. And 定国 is the name he made by himself. So in ancient China, we have two names. One is Ming, which was given by the parents after the kid was born. And when the kid grown up to roughly 20 years old, he will make a name for himself, another name. 字 was used in the daily life to show the respect to others. So here, Su Shi called his best friends Wang Dingguo rather than Wang Gong, is to show his respect to his friends. 四人寓娘, 四人 is witches, but it's not the witches you thought about. You can treat this term or this person, Yuniang. Yuniang is the name of the subject girl we talk here, the witches here. And you can treat this girl as the geisha. So still you watch the movie, Japanese movie, Memo of geisha. The girl sings songs and dance, play instruments in the special restaurants and bars to serve the guest. So if the guest is really fond of one of the girls, normally he would buy out this girl and take her back to his home to serve him, not with the housekeeping works, with her talent of singing songs, dancing, even writing poems. So here, 四人寓娘 was sort of the talent girls on music, on literatures, and her real name is Yuwen Rounu. So the family name Yuwen indicates her ancestor was a nomad race in the northeast of China. Xianbei, the ethnic race name is Xianbei, but actually in the Song Dynasty, no matter in what aspect, they are all the same with the Han people, but the family name. So here, the title of the poem actually says, "My best friends Wang Dingguo is coming back from the Canton province or Guangxi province today, and I write this poem to his witches, Yuwen Rounu or Yuniang." Okay, let's have a look at this song. I would rather call it a song rather than a poem. It's very simple and oral, and it is a lyric. It used to be a lyric of a song. 定风波，南海归赠王定国侍人寓娘。长羡人间卓玉郎，天应起于点苏娘。尽道清歌传皓齿，风起雪飞沿海变清凉。万里归来颜玉少，微笑笑时犹带岭梅香。试问岭南应不好，却道此心安处是吾乡。So this poem actually was the result of a dialogue between Su Shi and the girl, and we will find the dialogue in this poem. And after dialogue, Su Shi was so emotional, and he write this poem. 长羡人间卓玉郎，天应起于点苏娘。So people always is so jealous of the man who has the capability to make the jade. So 卓玉 is to make the jade as a article. That's what's the most sophisticated work, need great careful and need a talent of art. So here the man referred is Wang Dingguo, his best friends, and Su Shi compared him as a man who is carving on the jade, and he made it. The jade is the girl. So here in the first sentence, actually, the focal point is the man, but actually he has a very, very strong implication on the girls. The girl was made of jade, the best materials, the best valuable jewelries in a Chinese mind. So the inner quality is, or the material, or its origin is the very best. And then through the finest artwork, the craftsmanship, it became an article, 着玉, that's carving and refining work to make the jade as a good article. And so the second sentence will be very easy to understand with the first sentence. 天应起于点苏娘. So the first sentence is, so we can translate more straight as, hey buddy, I'm so jealous on you. You are a very, very gifted man. You like the craftsman carving on the jade. And so the heaven should send you or give you a beautiful woman. So with the two sentences, it's a compliment to both the man and the girls. And he also showed jealous on both the man and the girls. So it's a pair. It's a good pair of the man and girls. 点酥娘, 点酥 is sort of the dim sum, the cake. It's iced cake, very soft tenderness, with soft tenderness. And normally here it used to describe the skins of the girl. It's so soft, tender, and very smooth. So with the first two sentences, the Su Shi, the poet, expressed jealous on the two persons, my body and my body's girl. One is so capable, he carved the girl as a real article of jade, and the girl actually is the jade. He was the best quality at the very beginning. The inner quality it was given. It's not by carving. So the given quality and later on the carving make the girl the best girls of the on the earth. And the third sentence, 进道清歌传皓齿. So I heard 进道 is the people is saying 清歌, so it's a clear crystal sound, singing sound. So that described the girl is so good, so talented on singing and dancing. And 传皓齿, and the crystal, the beautiful sounds is from the flew out from the white teeth. 皓齿, 皓 is 白, so it's described it's so talented of singing, also the so beautiful girl by depicting parts of her outlook. 风起雪飞沿海变清凉. So here is imaginations of the Su Shi from the people saying. The people is saying, the girl is saying so beautiful, and the Su Shi then extend his thought to imagine what it's like in the Canton province. So here is his best friend and the girl situation in Canton. So when the girl is sitting in their Canton's house, it's just like the wind blows, 风起. And when the wind blows, and also it's like the snow is fallen, 雪飞. And the snow's fallen in the Yanhai, the hot sea. So that's not a good place. The hot sea. It's not hot. It's very, very hot. It's burning hot sea, and so the snow make the burning hot sea getting cold. 变清凉, getting cold. So that's described from another way to describe the sounds. So it's just like you're living in such a bad, hot place in Guangdong, Canton, and with the girls singing, you feel you are so cold, chill out, cool. So it's just like so cool, and that's the type of techniques to describe the singing of the girl. And in that time, the Canton is not a good place. It's sort of like you go to some of the wild forest things. It's almost like it's not a. This is not brag. That's the image in the Tang Dynasty, even in the Song Dynasty. 万里归来颜玉少，微笑. So with that such image in mind, his best friend Wang Dingguo is back from Canton, such a savage, wild place. From 10,000 miles away, you back now, but you look younger, much younger. Yan is the face, the color of the face. So you look much younger. It's quite beyond my imaginations. And you smiles. When you smile, 微笑 smiles. When you smiles, your smile makes me can smell the flowers of the Ling. The Ling refers to 大庾岭, the mountain separate Canton from the coal area of the Song area. So go beyond this 大庾岭, the Ling. Here is the word is Ling. Go beyond this mountain. To south is Canton. It's a savage, wild place, and go from the mountain to north is a civilized place. And so with this sentence, three sentences that, hey buddy, you're coming back from 10,000 miles of Canton, and you look much younger. You are so self-sufficient and happy from that wild, savage place, and your smiles. And I smell the flowers taste from your smile. The flower here actually, 岭梅香, Ling refers to the mountain separate the Canton and the civilized place, and here it refers to the flowers in Canton. Normally when talk about Ling or 大庾岭, in 90% of the case it's sort of the alternative referring to Canton province. So from your outlook, it looks like lead a pretty good life in the savage and wild place. So 试问岭南应不好. So the poet Su Shi himself is so little hesitated. He tried to ask 试问. He tried to ask. In the Canton province, 岭南, that means Canton province, the south of the mountain. In Canton province, it should be a bad place, 不好, not good. It should be a very, very bad place. And 确道, so 确道 is the answer, but the answer is So here is the real dialogue between Su Shi, the poet, and the girl. So that's the trigger why Su Shi write this poem. So from the outlook, Su Shi saw they looked much younger and with such a satisfied smile from a savage place. So the poet Su Shi asked, it should be a very, very bad place, and how? And the answer is, 此心安处是吾乡. So, as far as I'm felt the inner peace here, this place is my hometown. 吾乡, my hometown. So, this is the answer that makes Su Shi so emotional. Actually, there's too much things behind. It's not simply a personal characteristic or sort of the philosophy or even the Zen that his friends have to make himself live a very good life in a wild, savage place in Canton. But Canton today is a very prosperous and developed area, but in the Song Dynasty, that's the image of the Canton. It's not only because of the personal characteristics, or they apply to some of the Zen, Buddhism, or whatever religions. It's the background is Su Shi was put into the rhythm because of the political issues. Su Shi wrote an article to the emperor at the time, and this article was treated as a great crime by one of the political parties that dominate the government for the time being. And Su Shi was claimed or was almost to be executed to death by that time. He was put into the prison for 3 months and with a lot of miserables in the prisons. And Wang Gong or Wang Dingguo in this poem, his best friend, he was treated as the fellow of crimes of Su Shi, and he was abandoned to the most remote place, Canton province. And so there's several people that was treated as the fellows of crime to Su Shi because of Wang Dingguo, his is the best friend of him, so he was driven to the farthest place in Canton. And later, 3 months later, Su Shi was forgave to the death penalty, but he was still abandoned to the Hubei province, a little better place than his best friends Wang Dingguo. And Su Shi has such a humble position in Huangzhou, and he cannot feed himself by his poor salary. He had to plant the farm. He had to do some of the farming works to feed himself, to feed his families. And Wang Dingguo is a little different. He was from a well-off family. Even he went to the most wild and savagest place in Canton. He don't worry about money. But anyhow, at the time, he has several girls, similar like the girl in this poem, Rounu. And when those girls heard of their host will be punished, sent to Canton province, they all fled or they left their host. Rounu was the only girl want to stay with Wang Dingguo. So this definitely gave Wang Dingguo a huge happiness, or warmth, or careness, whatever. So this could be the main reason that after 3 or 5 years stay in a wild, bad place, when they come back, Su Shi, when they meet again, Su Shi say, "Hey, buddy, you look much younger, and you look so happier." So the girl, of course, is could be the main factor of that reason, and that's why with the first sentences, Su Shi said, 长线人间卓玉郎. So people always so jealous about to the man like you. You are the man I'm most jealous with, because you had such a good girl, like Rounu, the girl read in this poem. And the girl actually is quite well educated girl from her reply, 此心安处是吾乡. Though that reply actually is not invented by herself. It's from a Tang poem, a very famous Tang poet, 白居易. 无论天涯与海角，大抵心安即是家. That's the word from 白居易. Anyhow, it's Su Shi made this wording eternal. In my wild guess, the girl in this poem might reply with the wording of the 白居易大抵心安即是家, and also this reflect she's a very educated girl. And Su Dongpo, because he's writing to the rhythm and the sentence patterns, he rephrased the wording of 白居易 and writing it per the sentence pattern of the 曲牌定风波 and 此心安处是吾乡. So he made this wording and meaningful sentences eternally, and it's so oftenly recited still today. And ironically, Su Shi has one disaster after another disaster of his career life, and this is only the first. His prison, almost go to prison, and then was abandoned to Huangzhou, was just the first big disaster to him. And finally, Su Shi was abandoned and sent to Canton as well. The first time sent to Huizhou, so it's roughly at the east side of Canton province. And later, he was sent more south to Hainan Island. So at that time, it's also the area of Canton, and but that's the place was so-called 天涯海角, which is in the poem of 白居易无论天涯与海角. And finally, Su Shi was sent to the Hainan Island, was so-called 天涯海角. Okay, from here you can see the poet reunion with his best friend, and they are parted. They experience so many miracles because of Su Shi. So Su Shi was feel such a sorrow to his friends, and when his friends coming back, wow, you look much younger and you look so happy. So that's a big question mark for Su Shi. And finally, it turned out to be Su Shi was so jealous to his best friend. But in some other second thoughts, you can feel it's sort of the happiness after a huge disaster. So there's so many aspects. The friendship and his jealous of his friends has such a wonderful girl and love from a girl, and also they feel they are such a lucky guy. They experienced the same huge disaster, and they are still alive, and they reunited. So there's so many things, and at this point, the love between his best friends Wang Dingguo and Rou Nu, it became the hottest story in the capital of the Song dynasty. That's the story. 此心安处是吾乡. Not only the philosophy of Zen, not only because of the personal characteristics. Okay, bye-bye. That's for today.